Hello and welcome to the first Unreal Engine tutorial for this series. So once you are done installing Unreal, you want to open up the program and you want to go into new project. So we have an option between Blueprint and C++. If you watch the first video, you'll probably already know that we're going to use Blueprints pretty much because they're very powerful and also very easy to learn, pretty much. So you can choose whichever one you want. It's not that important really. I'll just be showing you how the GUI works, the editor. So I want to use the blank one. For some reason I have it in Spanish. I always change it to English and it bothers me a lot. I actually live in Spain and changes every single time, but it goes back to Spanish. So, well, enough chit chat. So just name it however you want, and you want to create project, and that file name apparently already exists. So let's just try tutorial. There we go. So create project. So this might take some time, just don't really worry about it. Okay, so once you open this up, this should appear. You might feel a bit discouraged at first because there's a lot of things going on, but it's actually pretty simple to understand, and that's what I want to try to explain in this first video so you get comfortable. So first of all, we have this sort of screen over here, and this will represent what we're working on in our game. Okay, so you can zoom in and zoom out with the scroll wheel. If you click on the mouse wheel and you move, you can kind of just move around, and with right click you can rotate, and I believe that by actually no, never mind, that's in Blender, getting confused. Okay, so once you already are familiar with how to move, I'll start to explain what these things are. So another really important part is the content browser. So we don't have any content right now. So let's say we want to make a blueprint, and let's name it W, just because. So it will appear here in the content browser at all times. So everything in your game will appear over here. So let's say you're working on a character. So you'll have something going on which is called character. So you can just click on it, and once it's opened, you can work on that character. Obviously, this is just a sphere, and it's not a character, but just as an example. Okay. And if you're having trouble finding anything, you can just use this bar over here. Another really important thing, and it's similar to this but it's not the same, is the world outliner. So this will show things that are actually in the game. Okay, so you might have, for example, a character, or let's say an asset for a brick in the content browser, but you're not using it in the game, so it will not appear in the world outliner. So right now the things that are appearing are actually not in the content browser because these things are part of Unreal Engine. It's not things we've created. So we have a floor over here, atmospheric fog, which is something we'll get into that in a future video. Light source, player start, and those kind of things. Those kind of things we do not create, are already made for us. Okay. Another important thing to mention is this bar over here. You can already tell what it is. So this is for saving. The source control, you want to just forget about it for now. You have content marketplace settings, and the most important here are play and build, and obviously save. Okay, so once you're done with that, I'll explain the modes panel. So this has 5 different things, and we'll learn how to use every single one of them, but the most important one right now is the, I guess you can call the geometry mode. So this will have, well, the things that are inside Unreal already, like for example the floor. So it's pretty much a cube that it's placed on the world. That's why it's not in the content browser. You also have lights, you also have cameras, visual effects, actual geometry, which is similar to basic. We have something called volumes, which we'll get into that in another video, and also classes, which are actors. And actors in Unreal, I'll explain what an actor is. It's something very easy and easy to understand. It's, for example, an object. You want to make an actor when an object has to use code. So for example, a character needs code, so it's going to be an actor. So that's what, so pretty much all classes has actors and other kind of things. So the last thing, which I haven't talked about, is the details panel. So you may notice that when you change what you are clicking on, what you're working on, the details panel changes. So for example, let's go into the floor. So it has a lot of things going on, but for example the transform, which is the location, rotation, and scale. So we can say we want the scale to be 5, and it's going to change. And we can actually even change the static mesh, which right now nothing is appearing because we don't have assets. We can also change the material. We can add physics to it, collisions, lighting, and other cool stuff. So pretty much that's every single important thing about the editor. So if you have any questions, make sure to comment down below, and I'll try to answer you as fast as possible. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one, which will be actually learning about geometry. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.